There are 5 safety considerations that you should be going over with your clients whenever you're doing a power wheelchair delivery. So get a pen and paper and write these down somewhere or save the post, whatever. Number 1 is use and tilt appropriately. That applies for when you're going uphill and when you're going downhill. When you're going uphill, you want to make sure the chair is out of as much tilt as possible. This prevents the chair from rocking backwards. Now, most of the time you want to be in a little bit of tilt when you're going uphill so your foot plates don't like scrape against the curb when you're going uphill. And these hills, I mean, are like the small curves when you're crossing the road. So when you're going up those curves, be completely flat or a little bit of tilt to clear the foot plates. Now the opposite is true for when you're going downhill. When you're going downhill, you're gonna feel like you're tipping forward. So you wanna encourage the client to tilt a little bit. The steeper the hill, the more you gotta tilt. Number 2 is when you're driving in elevation, keep it on like a really steady, flat surface. This is pretty common knowledge for most clients that when you're in seat elevation, your center of gravity is a lot higher and you might topple left or right. But I remember very, very well when I was doing a wheelchair trial for a little girl at a school and we were trying a few of the features, and one was seat elevate, where she lifted herself up and she was driving around and then she just headed straight for a grassy hill, like downhill. And I was like, yeah! And I ran towards her and then made sure she didn't drive down the hill, but that could have been a really bad situation. So make sure your client knows, don't drive in elevate on an uneven area. Number 3 is if this is your first chair and you're a bit nervous, practice in a nice open area, not indoors. For some reason, like walls and gyprock, it just has like wheelchair magnets to it. So whenever you're first learning, it's good to do it in a nice open area. Now you can use a driveway or like an empty street or an empty car park or a netball court, wherever. Number 4 is if you can, avoid driving without lighting. If you're on a footpath without street lighting or wheelchair lighting, it can be quite dangerous because there could be thresholds, tree roots, potholes, dips, whatever it is. And if you're hitting it with speed or if you're not in the right amount of tilt, you can do damage to yourself or you can do damage to the wheelchair. And number 5, lastly, if you see something, say something. Say something, I'm giving up on you. Chairs shouldn't be making unusual noises, and a small noise for a while could just mean a small problem, but a small noise for weeks or months can cause big problems. To avoid big problems, you want to call your service technician and let them know that when they're around, they can come in to take a look at it. Prevention is better than treatment. But you know that, because you're amazing. So during your next power wheelchair delivery, make sure you give them these 5 safety considerations so you can be sure that your client is going to be safe in the wheelchair that you prescribed. But let me know if there's a safety consideration that you go over during power wheelchair deliveries that I haven't mentioned. Comment below and let everyone else know and we can talk about it. Thanks. Bye.